Hang on, there's somebody in it already. Oh, hello, whoever's watching. Say hello in the chat. Guys. Anybody talking? Oh, we've got 5 people. Hello. Why is the chat not showing? Aha. Hello. Who's that? So Albin. How you doing, mate? Hold on. Cool. So, yeah, I just thought I'd come on, catch up, guys. It's been a week since the last one. Hello, Baron God. I thought I'd do another live stream, see how you're all getting on. How are you getting on with lockdown? So, what you guys been playing? What are you doing at the moment? How you keep yourself occupied? Not sure. Does anyone know? Oh, hang on. Not sure, Albin. Honest with you, it depends. I said last week with the Xbox Series X, it all depends on exclusives. If Microsoft have got exclusives that I want, then possibly yes. So I'm still on the fence. I'm waiting to see what they come up with, and when they do, I don't know if they're going to do a press conference or how they're going to do it with E3. So we shall see. You're working from home. Oh, that's not too bad. Complete the last of us. Oh, nice one. You can't beat the hang on. So I'm just trying to work out this bloody app, and we can't. The chat scrolls and then it just disappears if I don't keep up with it. Yeah, Last of Us is brilliant. Very much looking forward to the second one. I've played the first one, I think, twice so far. Might be more than that, actually, but I think I've completed it twice. Does anyone understand how the chat works on these things? I can never get it to stay on the screen. It just keeps vanishing on the phone, which is a bit odd. So I just keep trying to get the thing to come back up again. Not sure what that's all about. So I've been playing this Medal of Honor on the ground. Just picked it up the other day. Really impressed, actually. Really good. I've never got anywhere on the game. I've always got stuck before. So finally, last couple of days, I've been playing. I'm about halfway through it now. It's really fun. I'm not sure if I like it as much as the original, but it's still a really solid game. What's this beast? I can't read that. BCHQ. Yeah, it's hard going. It's not going to be easy to do this social distancing at all. You know, just do the best you can. Not always easy to avoid people, unfortunately, especially when it's family. So if you guys have got any questions as well, just slap them in the chat and I'll get this conversation going. So we've got 10 people at the moment. Thank you to the person that filmed the video up as well. There we go. The chat's coming up now. Weird. Have you played Detroit Become Human? Just completed it. I haven't yet. I really want to play it because I'm a big fan of like Quantic Dream. Love Fahrenheit. Love Heavy Rain. Beyond was okay. Yeah, Detroit's one I want to play. I keep putting it off though. It's because of the type of game it is. I want something a bit more action. So I've actually just ordered Spider-Man. I'm finally going to get to play that. Let me have a look. What was that? I'd be interested to see how it compares to Heavy Rain because Heavy Rain, incredible game, man. That had a massive impact on me. Laser. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's a really good game actually. I'm glad you give that a try. Well done, mate. Ah, I'll tell you something. Not going to go on about what's happening, but the social distancing thing with people not abiding by it is quite frustrating. I don't like going into shops at the moment. I'm feeling a little bit paranoid about being around anybody. And there's nothing worse. I had it today. I had to get some shopping, and in the shop, it's only a small co-op. There's a marked spot for doing the actual being served, so you can queue, no problem at all. But when you walk around the shop, it's really small, and a guy came so close to me, and you just feel like turn around and go, "Look, can you just like back off a little bit?" Now, some people just don't get it at all, but I don't know why. You just got to be respectful of other people. It depends on where you live, how easy it is, of course. But if you see people in the street, just cross the road or walk in the road, just get away from him. So just be a bit more respectful. Doing well, mate. How are you? You doing good? You guys anyone playing retro games at the moment or yours and stuff? Well, I don't know if it's hard to say at the moment how if it's overblown or not. I know what you're saying though. It's hard to know what's really going on, isn't it? Does make you wonder. Yeah, I just I feel what you're saying, guys. Final Fantasy Seven. Is that when's that coming out? Because it's been delayed, hasn't it? Yeah, we just got to deal with it and do the best we can. There's nothing we can do at the moment other than just accept what it is and just hope that we don't get sick and it all passes by and they can get a vaccine hopefully. Problem is the news is not helping. That's why I don't watch it because there's so much conflicting information at the moment on the mainstream and social media. So, have you guys got any questions? Anything you want to ask? Just try and lighten the mood a little bit. I haven't got Switch actually. Yeah, I read about the Mario collection the other day. Might have been yesterday actually. So that sounds really really cool. Uh, I have had a Switch in the past and I thought it was fantastic. So it is a possibility in the future, but I just don't know. I don't know if I want to get involved in the Switch because there's so many games and it's such a massive library. Do I want to get involved in that because it'll end up being a collector fun? But I must admit, the 3D Mario's that would be cool because I love Sunshine. So you never know. I've not had a banana cheese sandwich in many a year. In fact, I think the last time I had one was when I made that video. That's quite funny, mate. Oh, hello, Jake. Yeah, films. What did I watch the other night? I watched Tomorrowland. I got Disney Plus the 7-day trial, so I watched Tomorrowland again. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it the first time. It's not at all, and I watched The Rocketeer for the first time as well. It's not the greatest film in the world, but it's pretty fun. What TV show is currently watching? If the chat doesn't disappear, that would be really helpful. The outside. At the moment, there's not loads on. Like in the UK, the biggest show I'm watching at the moment is Liar, which is on ITV, which is absolutely amazing. I love that show. Second season is so good. American wise, I've just watched FBI tonight, which was a really good episode. Bizarre. If anybody watched Chicago PD, I forgot that FBI was a Dick Wolf property. So when the one character from Chicago PD left the show last week or the week before, and then she popped up in FBI tonight, I was confused. I was like, hold on, what? And then I realised it was the same character and the show's over. That was bizarre. Yeah, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, the two galaxies and all that's rumored. So that'll be one hell of a package. Yeah, Disney Plus. I'll be honest, is it keep glitching? Oh, right. The only problem I've had with Disney Plus is if you click on a film or a TV show, and then it shows at the bottom other alternatives. If you pull down, it tends to freeze, which is a bit. I'm not that impressed with it though. There's not a lot on there because it's new, but I'm just using it for the 7 day trial. Just so I can watch I want to watch Endgame again because I haven't got it on Blu-ray, and I'm going to watch Captain Marvel again because I really like that film. So and there's a couple of others I want to watch, but it's not like blowing my socks off. But the best thing is it's got 4K HDR, all that kind of stuff, and it's $5.99 a month. So once it gets better, it's actually quite a decent deal. Compared to like Amazon, which is ridiculous, and Netflix, which is a good price, but the quality is not exactly brilliant all the time. I watched The Simpsons since probably the 90s. I can't even remember what the last episode of The Simpsons was. I watched it back with the OJ thing and everything. I ain't talking about like personal stuff, to be honest. No disrespect. I'm just not comfortable talking about. I don't want to give too much information about myself. Cheers. Ah, Chipping Down's good. DuckTales is alright. I can't remember Gummy Bears. So do you like this angle, by the way? I thought I'd change it around a bit better than last week because it was sort of off the hook last week. Favourite soft drink? At the moment, Lucas Aid, I'm drinking a lot of that. It's supposed to be good for energy, apparently. Yeah, Funko Pops. Jeez. I was going to get into Five Pops and then I decided not to because I knew it was going to be like crack and I wouldn't be able to get off them. I only own one Funko Pop and that's Sue Metal from Baby Metal. Other than that, I've just got these guys at the back here. So I don't try my best not to get involved in figures because it gets expensive. There was a time I felt I was going to get involved. I've got a. Can you see them? I don't know where they are. Hang on. There's a. In fact, no, where are they? Hang on, they aren't. No. Oh, that on the shelf down there. I got a couple of masked vehicles. I was going to get involved in that at one point, and then I thought about getting involved in He-Man, but yeah, it just gets expensive. No, I've never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm aware of it and what it is, but I've never watched it. So, how many of you guys have gone for Disney Plus, and what do you think of it? I'd say all the way British. You know, don't mind a bit of coffee now and again, like a Starbucks. I know it's supposed to be crap coffee, but it's all right. It's just jumped again. Right, where are we? I've just lost my place. Yeah, Amiibos. God, I used to load of them at one point. They were another thing. The things they're so cheap, like the Funkos, that it's so easy to get involved. I was busy free out. Is it? I didn't know it was out yet. I don't know with the Switch. I'm just going to wait and see. It's a bit, it's it's a bit difficult. I don't understand how you can get involved in Nintendo Switch at this point. Like in my position where I don't own one, so many bloody games out for it. It's hard to even figure out which one, like which retro titles are available and whatnot. Yeah, The Mandalorian. My dad was going to watch it as well, but obviously they only put 3 of the 8 episodes up, and then I found out there was a minute. They were like such slowing down. I don't like. To be fair, I watched the first episode of Mandalorian and I thought it was crap. I said this last week, it's just not for me at all. It's far too heavy on the Star Wars. What Baron God that you didn't like about it? That is Disney Plus if anybody wants to know. Yeah, the Switch is definitely holding its prices on the games. Some of them are bloody crazy. Yeah, Streets of Rage 4. Oh, hello Shane, how's it going, mate? Streets of Rage 4 looks really good. I'm kind of like at the point now where I just don't want lots of systems, and I've got enough systems to keep me busy. You know, the amount, the amount of games I mean, I've got so many PS4 games to play yet. Hello, Carl. So I've just ordered Spider Man. That's coming. I've been waiting. How long's it been out? 2 years since that came out. Or something. I've been dying to play that. I finally got a decent deal on a copy of that. Playing PS1. So I'm mostly playing PS1 and PS4 right now. And I've got the original Xbox. I've still got to finish some games on there. So yeah, I don't want to get involved in yet more systems at the moment. It's like the PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's like they'll be good, I'm sure, but they can wait. God of War, I didn't. I tried when it came out. It just didn't work for me. I've never liked God of War anyway, but I think it would be more my kind of thing because it looked a lot more story driven, well, not more like modern games like Nordic style games. But I just no, I couldn't get on with it. It bored me to tears. Hello, mate. Hang on, there's a blood button in the way. There we go. How much of your Mega Drive stuff do you still have? I don't. I sold it like 2 years ago. Yeah, I got rid of everything. So I'm starting again from scratch at the moment. So I don't know if I'll ever get a Mega Drive back. I'm not too sure about that one. Order 1886, nice. It's a good game. I like that one. This is the thing. This is the beauty at the moment. You're playing the old games. I'm catching up, and a lot of them are still quite cheap as well. So it's a good time. Ah, okay. So Baron God's saying he don't. He's gone off Star Wars and Marvel films can only watch once. So to be fair, I mean Marvel films. When I think about the ones that I've watched more than once, there's Captain Marvel, which I've watched about 3 times. I really like that film a lot. There's the Captain America films I've watched a couple of times. I've watched them for a few years. I haven't gone back and watched the Iron Man films. And same with the Avengers, really. I think I'm not that big a fan of the first Avengers. It's a good film. But I think like Infinity War, I think I watched it twice. Yes, it's actually I thought I'd watch them more than that. I watch the DC films more than I do the Marvel films. The DC films I find a lot easier to just rewatch over and over and over again. Star Wars, I'm not a massive fan, but I like some of them. In fact, to be honest, the only ones I don't like are probably the prequels and Episode 8, which was crap. Yeah, I can't get on with Episode 8 at all. But I didn't grow up with it, so it's not that important to me. I'm more Star Trek. You damn right, Justin. It certainly does. Except for Modern Trek, which is utter shite. Apart from Discovery Season 1, that's the only caveat because I actually really enjoyed that a lot. But Season 2 with Diabolical and Picard is just, oh my God. I don't even know what is going on with Star Trek Picard. If anybody's watched that, do you like it or not? And if you like it, are you a long time Star Trek watcher and fan? Or are you just new to Star Trek? Because I'd love to know what you think about that, because I think it's bollocks. I tried to stick with it, but it's so inconsistent. Terrible show. Yeah, how far did you get with Discovery, Justin? Did you get past season 1, or did you give up like season 2 when it went all weird? Because season 3 apparently is going to be a full reboot, and they're going to be in the future, and I think they're trying to. I assume anyway, they're going to be trying to make it their own type of Star Trek, which is what I should have done from day one, instead of screwing over Spock, inventing a fake system, just coming out of all the bullshit and the stupid humour and random swear words for no reason whatsoever. It was just terrible. And also Tilly as well, who's like one of the worst characters in sci-fi that's ever been written. Oh, right, you didn't finish season one? No, that's a shame. It was really good, especially finale as well. The twist at the end was really good. I mean, season one is really like serious, not like season two. Is well, yeah, I've got Netflix. Yeah, yeah. This Tiger King. I keep seeing people talk about the Tiger King on YouTube, and I keep looking at it gives you the preview. I keep looking at the preview, and I'm like, I don't know. So I might give it a watch because I've got nothing else on at the moment. It's pretty quiet at the moment, and unfortunately, TV shows are going to start drying up when they can't film anymore. So yeah, I might give that a try because Netflix. There's, I mean, I don't know what American Netflix is like, but UK Netflix is dead, man. There's nothing on there. I've watched all the stuff I want to watch. When I look at what's coming up in the next week and the week after, pretty dismal. You know, as much as Disney Plus doesn't have a lot on it, there's a lot of films I want to watch or rewatch, which is good. I just wish there was a better deal. I wish they'd sort that out. Because the stuff I want to watch on Amazon, but their pricing structure is insanity. Kyle, I'd love to, mate. I wish I could. When I'm able to, I'm going to buy a Super Nintendo again. I'm going to buy Mario All Stars, and I'm going to beat Mario 3. I'm going to try at least anyway, because I must admit that needs to be done. So I don't know why it's so hard. I always get right to the end, and then I just die. It's incredibly frustrating, but I will do it. I don't usually have a problem with Mario games either. I think really Mario 2 and Mario 3 are the only ones I've struggled with. I've never completed the first one though, to be honest. I mean, I could do it if I wanted to. I just never really felt the need to. I completed Mario World. Um, yeah, and I'm trying to think now. Sunshine, I've never finished it, which I'd like to do that someday. And I've never finished 64, but I've got a good chunk of them. I've enjoyed them. So I think recently, I mean, the only ones I've completed recently would have been like New Super Mario U and Mario 3D World and Mario 3D Land, which were all really great games. Oh, hello, Steve. How's it going, mate? How you doing in this lockdown situation? I've Justin, I've never played The Witcher. It's not my kind of game, to be honest with you. The TV show I wasn't going to watch because I never played the game, but I have heard good things about the TV show. So I'm on the fence. I don't know. I try not to watch things that I know I'm not going to like because otherwise I get stuck. I'll be watching it and I'm like, oh, what's the rest of it now? And I don't like to force myself. So, oh, furloughed. I wonder what that word was then. I was like, what's that? 4 weeks, bloody hell. See, we don't know how long it's going to last, do we? I mean, they're saying it could be June now, June or something, which is. I mean, I read the other, about getting involved in all this depressing stuff because I want to keep it light and happy. But I read the other, I think it was yesterday. I might have read it that Johnson think they've got a vaccine which can't even be tested on humans until around about September, and we're going to production properly next year. I really hope we're not waiting until 2021 before we can get back to life again. 3 months. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem, just getting bored and pissed off now. I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks, but we're lucky in a one way because we've got so much entertainment. But yeah, it is going to start. I mean, it's starting to wind me up, and I don't get stressed because I'm all right being on my own. It doesn't bother me. I can isolate and just watch my films, play my games, you know, get my daily exercise, and that'll do me. But yeah, I must admit, I didn't go out for about 3, 4 days in a row, and I was getting a little bit. Nice. Yeah, you gotta have the retro gaming breaks. I'm really loving the PS1 right now. That's my system of choice. I know Steve's got a nice collection of those. I'm really making good headway in terms of buying a PS1 game, playing it through to the end, and then buying a full one. So I'm trying to stick with those more story-driven games. So I'm doing quite well at the moment. trying to avoid the ridge races and the simple pick up and play games because I won't put the time in it. So I say I'm playing at the moment. For anyone who's joined recently, I'm playing this Medal of Honor Underground. Really, really cool game. Happy with that. It's a bit bizarre in places, but it's very fun. Let's get it on. So, is anybody out of interested in the Intellivision Amico? Anyone look into that yet? What are your thoughts on that? I've never completed Oddworld, mate. I did play it when it came out. I've never really dedicated a lot of time to it, to be honest with you. I couldn't really get on with those games. To be honest, when I used to play it in the 90s, I just used the sound effects. I was never that bothered about the actual game. Really? I didn't know the remastered 64. Is that on PS4, Switch, and Xbox, or is that on just one console, or what's the situation? I had no idea they'd done that. Oh, you're interviewing Tommy tomorrow. Brilliant. Oh, it's Turbo Joe. Hello, Joe. How you doing, mate? Weird. Right. Sorry, guys. I'm interviewing Tommy. I'll check that video out when you put it up. Do you know how to take you to post it? PS4 and Switch. No way. That's amazing. I can't believe they've done that. Is that like limited run, or what's the deal with the Doom remaster? It's pretty good, you know. I just realised the chat where it's up there, my connection went off, and it's just let me reconnect, which is brilliant. Who Doom Eternal 3? How's that work then? Yeah, what does anybody right? Here's a question. Anybody who's following the Eco at the moment, what is this deal with Pat the NES Punk and Ian? Because over the last few months I've seen like they're not happy about the Amico and they've been slagging the Amico off. And then apparently Tommy and Pat got into it on Twitter. And I've just watched Smash JT do a really good video about it all, but it's bizarre. I don't understand what they keep going on saying that it is. It's like you ain't even played it. Oh, X-Men Origin, great game. Yeah, it's really fun, that one is. Howdy. I like it. Yeah, when's your video going to go live, Joe? Are you interviewing him tonight, are you, or tomorrow? What's the deal? Also, Joe, can you understand my accent okay? I might slow down, which I thought. £8. That's really good. So, how does it work then if you pay? I'm confused now. Because if Doom Eternal's free, how can you have a free copy of that if it's £8 for the remaster? What situation? I actually bought my first digital game yesterday. Well, he's talking shit about Tommy again. I'm going to be careful what he says, but I'd like to know what the situation is because I don't understand. I mean, I don't know enough. I used to watch their podcast a long time ago. I haven't watched it for over a year now. Are Pat and Ian doing this for a reason? Or do they just genuinely think that the Miko won't work? In which case, why are they just being such dicks about it, basically? On Friday. Brilliant. I'll check that out. Oh, good. You can understand me. Thank God for that. Sometimes I find people from other countries say I speak too quickly, so I try and slow it down a bit. What's that bashing the Amico Din thing? Yeah, no, I don't understand why. If you don't like the console or you think it's going to be a failure, that's absolutely fine. You can have a legitimate reason for saying that. But, no reason to just go crazy like some people are doing. Oh, okay. Yeah, Cole. God, that's going way back, that is. Yeah, I've just never been able to do that last World of Mario 3, but I'm going to do it. Determined one day. It's getting personal. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing I was wondering because as I say, I watched Smash JT the other night. He was breaking down the timeline, what happened with the Twitter spat and everything. I did wonder, is it because it's personal between Pat and Tommy that Pat and him are just talking shit on their podcast just to get views and to cause controversy? Because I know a lot of people do that on YouTube. You know, they'll deliberately have like debate titles and trash things just to get views, which I think is pretty pathetic myself. But you know, I don't understand actually why people have to shit on the Amico. The Amico itself, you either like it or you don't. And yeah, it's simple, but that's what I like about it personally. I think the console's really cool. I like the games that are for it. A lot of people, I get people saying to me, "Oh, well, the Amico, you can play all these games." Like Tommy always says, you can play them on mobile, you know, on any device you want. But the thing is, we haven't seen the controller properly in action yet. None of us have actually played it, and the controller is what's really unique and what makes the games exclusive to the Amico. So that I find it fascinating, especially in the last couple of videos they put up, which that one for Sideswipe and another one for Missile Command. Seeing how it actually plays using the screen to control the cursor on Missile Command was really cool, and using this to just fire and having the option to be like dead to be technical and use multiple buttons or just use one button if you're not a confident gamer. I thought that was really smart. I also like the fact that the controllers to work with left-handed and right-handed people. That was really cool. You know, a lot of thought to the Amico, and it looks like a pretty cool system. And actually, like the fact there's a variety of genres of games as well, going from like really simple stuff like card games and dice games to things like cornhole, which I've never heard of, which looks really cool. They're going to have other motions, and then having retro games which look absolutely incredible. Okay, right. Yeah, they're making judgment way too early. You're absolutely right, Joe. I don't understand it at all. You know, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's the fact that I'm not massively involved in online culture. That is why I don't get it. I don't get why people have to be so negative. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. But you know, at least try and be constructive with your criticisms. You know, it's bizarre to me. To me, it was like when I first heard about the Amico. It was through the channel Res, and they were talking about the announcement way back. And when I saw the first trailer and they was announcing some of the games, I didn't know anything about what the controller could do, like the motion and the pressure and um, the voice activation and all the different things it's got involved. I didn't know any of that. I just saw that they were remaking R-Type, and I was like, I've got to have that. And then of course Earthworm Jim as well, and that sounded really cool. Right. Oh, nice one, Jason. Yeah, Xbox collection, what am I looking for? To be fair, I've got a list like that. I mean, it's massive. The one game I want the most, more than anything, it's a third party, it's Freedom Fighters. I can't find a copy of it anywhere, and that game used to be really common, and it's driving me crazy because I completed it when it first came out, and I absolutely love that game. And I've always wanted a sequel to that game. Never going to get one, you know. And other than that, off the top of my head, it's hard to say because there's so many that I don't have already. And I'm just trying to, yeah, I'd have to go through my list. It's on my phone, unfortunately, so I can't access it. But yeah, that's the one I'm looking for the most. Yeah, and also I really want to get a copy of Call of Duty 3. Not the biggest game in the world, but on the Xbox version, I really liked it. I don't know what it is, but it feels better on the original Xbox. The 360 and PS3 version was just terrible. So I think it's basically it just feels like, I mean, I might be wrong, I don't know, but it feels like it was developed for Xbox PS, and they sort of just jazzed it up a bit and stuck it on PS3 and 360 as well. One of those situations with cross generational games, but yeah, those are the two I really want to get hold of. So I've got a few I've got to finish over there. There's a few I haven't even started yet. So that's one good thing about this time at the moment. Plenty of time to sit down and play something. Oh, nice one. It is. It's absolutely brilliant game. I love Freedom Fighters. Yeah, 70p, absolutely. Yeah, which is pretty sweet actually. It looks really good when you do it. It even looks great in 480p to be quite honest. Definitely one of those underrated titles that I never see people talk about. And you know, I had so much fun with that game. I played it a couple of years back when I had my other collection, and it's just instant. I mean, like the controls are still a bit iffy now because it's so old, but it's so much fun once you get into the rhythm of the game. Great, I had a ton of fun with that game. Never, I think did the developer go under or something? There was a reason why they never made a sequel anyway. I mean, even if they just remastered it, I'd be happy. You know, a sequel would be better, but just a nice modernized version would be really cool. What other Xbox games are you into, Jason? What's the ones that What's some underrated games that you absolutely love? Oh, hello. It does seem that way, Steve. To be fair, I don't. It must do well though, because I always thought Pat was a nice bloke, but obviously he can like a bit of a dick with the Amico. Mercenaries, yeah, that's a brilliant game. I absolutely love it. The sequel was terrible, but the first game in North Korea was so good. Yeah, I mean, oh, who made Mini Ninjas? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never played Mini Ninjas properly. I think I played a demo of it, but I remember the game. That's the thing, Joe. Just saying there that Tommy, in terms of the Amico, Tommy Tallarico said he'll talk to Pat. This is why I'm having trouble understanding what's going on because he's like, just Pat and Ian, did they not want to eat humble pie or change their? Why not just have Tommy on the show, interview him? I mean, he's a pretty open bloke, and just have a conversation. And if they have legitimate concerns about why they think the Amico will fail, or it's not for them, voice those concerns. I mean, he wants the feedback. He's more open than most people are when it comes to this sort of thing. But it also keeps views going as well, and because people keep going and watching. So yeah, it does make you wonder. It's like they had a go at Rich Review Tech USA. I thought that interview was great, and I didn't feel like he was a shill at all. It's completely ridiculous that was. Yeah, he's very approachable, Joe. Absolutely, he seems to be really friendly. It's quite surprising for a man in his position that he makes himself so available to everyone. The amount of interviews he's done on YouTube, insane. Um, yeah, and Justin as well. Yeah, the Xbox. I can't even remember what I paid for my Xbox back then. I've never played Togi. What kind of game is it? Oh, the Review Tech one. Yeah, it was. Uh, the clip that Smash JT played, where Ian was just going off on Rich, and I was like, "What's going on here?" They had a falling out or something. It was really bizarre. I mean, Rich doesn't seem like the kind of guy that will just take that. I'm sure if he hasn't already, he'll respond to it. Did they really? I think that took £100. Why did that? It was so long ago. What was that? What was the reason for that? Was because the PS2 was being so successful, or did they not think they were going to sell well? Original Xbox is a great console, and even at the time, it was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, like PS2 was extremely successful, but for me, Xbox is always a better console. How can still didn't know that? Oh, okay. They've made a couple of Atari games in there. I'm sure there's two of them on the Xbox. Oh, it was the oh, okay. So was that stateside or because I don't remember a price cut in the UK. I'm not wrong, but because I might maybe they just bought the console, and not really paid attention, and just just enjoyed it. Oh, it was in the UK. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Psychonauts, I've never played that. That's that one. I think it was. So the PS4 as well, like the Switch, is getting a lot of stuff on it I'm not even aware of, and randomly someone will pick up games and like my Ninja Babies come out. That's I've got to get that by the way. Oh, Tony Hawk 2, nice. Is that yeah? Wow, what's it called? Tony Hawk. Shit, I had that. Back in the day. I imported an American Xbox. Tony Hawk's 2X. That's what it's really cool. That is. Yeah, you can get from America fairly easily. I think you can sell copies from the America at the moment as well. Hello, Steve. I've never completed the Sonic game. No. Yeah, it's really hard. I tried to complete the first one a couple of years back when I had a Japanese Mega Drive. It's really. I got to a level where you're underwater and you have to try and rush through as quickly. I kept drowning, little bugger. It's really tough. Number two, I'm absolutely terrible at that game. Yeah, Dead or Alive 3, Justin, you're absolutely right. It still stands up. Got it on my Xbox is connected to RGB SCART, and that game looks incredible. Whether you play on SCART or you play it on component, I'm actually amazed how that holds up because I find a lot of the old 3D games they're usually a bit sparse on the backgrounds, and you can tell the difference between modern games. I think that one holds up exceptionally well. It's also really good to play as well. I never liked like on the Xbox 360. I couldn't get on with that one. Just out of interest as well, guys. Any of you like interested in films? And if so, if you've been going to the cinema, you've stopped now because all closing down. How do you feel about like all the films getting put back and pushed onto streaming services at the moment? Yeah, that's right, John. Yeah, was it the Ultimate Collection? We had Dead or Alive and Dead or Alive 2. I thought Dead or Alive didn't look great, but Dead or Alive 2 was really nice on the Xbox. That's actually another one I need to find as well. Probably won't find that in the wild. That'll be an eBay purchase, unfortunately. But that'd be really cool. Thing is, like when I look back at the Xbox, I wrote my list out, and then I kept finding new games all the time. Games I've never. The Invisible Man's brilliant, dude. I can't believe you didn't like that. It was absolutely fantastic. It's on PS4. Didn't know it's on PS4. Yeah, I must admit the price that they charge. I know they put like Invisible Man and the Gentleman. I think Bloodshot as well. There's been a few that have been put on streaming services, and the prices are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you might as well just wait until the Blu-ray comes out at this point. So I don't understand that. The cinemas are shut down. You want people to watch the film. I know they have to make money back, but at least make it affordable for people to watch these films. Because if you make it affordable as well, once the all the lockdowns stop, you can go back to normal. At least they can put them on in the cinemas, and obviously we might say, oh well, not all films, but there might be some films where we go, I'd really like to have seen that at the cinema, and now I can. So you'll pay the extra. But if you're paying £50 to watch a bloody film, you ain't likely to go to cinema afterwards. Oh, The Suffering. I'm pretty sure I've played that. I think I have anyway. Trying to. Yeah, there's The Suffering and The Suffering Ties That Bind. I remember playing them a couple of years back, and they're pretty decent games. £2. Is that how much it is with Meerkat? Bloody hell. Yeah, well, exactly, Justin. You're absolutely bang on. I didn't know it was £2.50 with Meerkat though. I've never seen on Ninja. I'll have to check. I wish you hadn't said that. Now it could be another game for the list. Yeah, to be fair, I'll give you credit. I really enjoyed Invisible Man, but yeah, if I had to choose, Hollow Man would probably win. Hollow Man's a great film. Talking of Hollow Man, I've actually wanted to go back and watch that recently. I've seen that in a long time. What was that? Oh, what was that bloody Kevin Bacon film now? I've just forgotten it again. If anyone knows, there was a Kevin Bacon that's really, really good, where he goes to a petrol station in a really bad town with his son. His son gets killed, and he goes into a death and kills them all. It's a really brutal but brilliant film. I've forgotten of it. Oh, I was going to drive. I'll have to look that up later on. So, what are there any films that you're looking forward to? The ones that have been pushed back? Because there's a few coming out that I want to see. I want to see Morbius, the Living Vampire. That looks really cool. And obviously Bond is a big one. So very much looking forward to No Time to Die. Looks really good. Oh mate, the following was brilliant. I was so pissed off when they got cancelled. You know, and the way they left it as well, they could have easily carried with it. You know, there's nothing worse than watching a great show, and especially with that one being 3 seasons, and it just gets canned. Quite frustrating. I was talking to my parents earlier today, and I was on about if anybody, I don't know if anybody's in the UK watching a program called Liar, which is on Channel Liar on Channel 3. Joan Griffith, the main actor, was in a program a few years ago with Sarah Michelle Gellar where she played two twins, and it was supposed to be one was his wife and one was his sister-in-law, and the wife was supposed to have died in a boating accident, but he didn't know she died, and the sister-in-law took her place. Absolutely amazing show. And I think if you remember right, it got cancelled after the first season, and I was really pissed off over that because it had a cliffhanger. 1917, yeah, I need to watch that. I haven't seen it yet. This is the thing, like, I've heard everybody say how great 1917 is, and my dad didn't like it. And usually me and my dad have similar tastes. So I'll wait and say, I mean, I don't know because we don't always agree, but I will actually give that a try at some point. That's the thing with me. It's like, I really want to watch a film, but then as soon as, like, if my dad says to me, it wasn't that great, it usually, for some reason, subconsciously stops mentioning the film, and I end up putting it off for weeks on end. I think also because I was really desperate to watch. That probably didn't help. I want to see The Way Back as well with Ben Affleck. I do think it's going to be a bit of a hard watch, but it's great. And I've still got to watch Birds of Prey as well. I have watched The Gentleman though, and if anyone hasn't seen The Gentleman, please watch it because it's absolutely amazing. I love Guy Ritchie, but that film is so good. It's so funny. Definitely one Guy Ritchie's best. And also, you not watched Aladdin as well. That was surprisingly good. I can't believe how much I enjoyed that film. I've never watched the original animated version, but really, really enjoyed the new one. Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari is another one I was not sure about watching. It's was it Le Mans over here? Le Mans 66 or something? Oh, stupid bloody name. Yeah, I might actually give that a watch. The trailer looks okay. So the one thing I really want the most, does anybody agree with this? The one off thing I want the most is the Snyder Cut. I want Justice League released, but there's a lot of talk at the moment of releasing it on the new service HBO Max, but releasing it unfinished as is. And I don't know about that because I don't think, as much as I want to see it, I don't think I can watch it without the CG done. I'd rather them, get Warner Brothers to invest the money, and I don't know if they ever will, they probably won't. But if they could do that and invest the money, I'd love to see what Zach had planned because as much as I like Justice League, it was a bit of a mess, and yeah, It certainly wasn't true to Zack Snyder's vision. And as a massive fan of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, it would just be perfect to finish it off with Justice League. I'm the total opposite. I mean, it depends, I suppose, if you're a core Batman fan or not. I'm not. I just like what I see. I don't think shit that he kills people. I actually prefer that. I like the fact that in BVS, Gotham is so damn dirty and dark and really grim, and that Batman is at a point in his life where he just doesn't give a shit anymore and he just shoots them all. I love that. I think it's brilliant. It's like they do the desert scene, the dream sequence, and he's snapping necks. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Matrix 4, that would be an interesting one. I mean, it's wait and see how it turns out. I'm not entirely sure if it's a good thing to do that or if they should have just rebooted the whole franchise, but Keanu's involved, so, he's been on a bit of a roll of late. Uncut Gems was one I wasn't sure about, I like Adam Sandler when he's playing it straight and not doing comedy. It's on Netflix as well, so I might actually give that a try. Oh, another vote for Ford versus Ferrari from Turbo Joe. I'm gonna have to give that a shot now. Yeah, I mean, does it really matter if Batman kills? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it does to like people who have followed Batman since they were young. But for me, Batman, all I know from Batman is the TV show from the 60s and all the films that have come out. And I don't have a problem with him snapping necks and shooting people. I think it's quite. I love it when in BVS when he's chasing that truck and he's in his Batmobile and he's just blasting everything to pieces, and then he just gets twatted by Superman. It's absolutely amazing. I love all that. I really miss Batfleck, man. It's going to be so weird having Robert Pattinson play the role, but the images of that look really good. What I will say is, if there's a lot of talk at the moment, apparently that possibly Warner Brothers might go with an R rating. If they do, and they put it in the same universe as Joker, I would have no complaints whatsoever because the Joker was just an incredible film. And there you go. Did you like Joker? I absolutely loved it, Chris. To be honest, I'll be honest with you. The Joker, I wasn't really that bothered by because I saw all the hype and everything. And I saw the trailer and I thought, oh, look, okay. I'm not really sure if I want to watch that or not, even though I love the DC films. But I sat down and I watched the Joker, and I was absolutely blown away by how good that film was. It was not at all what I expected. And the good thing I love about it is it's not a comic book film; it's just a character piece. So anyone watch it. My dad watched it, and my dad hates comic book films. He will have nothing to do with them. He thinks stupid, and he watched the Joker and enjoyed it. And I love the way they set Batman up at the end. The whole thing made perfect sense with the Joker and creating this anti-cult, this culture of anti-rich, and then they take out Thomas Wayne at the end. It all made perfect sense. It was brilliantly done. And if they follow that and they do that with Robert Pattinson, and they bring his Batman into that world, that could be so good. That really could be incredible. Oh, hang on, start off. Right. Where are we? Yeah, I do agree with that actually, Justin. I think sometimes they can get a bit overinflated with the enemies, the villains. I do think that you need to just be a bit more focused. Well, he can. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I don't know anything about comics. As far as from my limited understanding, there's been multiple variations of all the characters. So there's no reason why the films can't just do a straight Batman that they will do, where he just kills everyone, and it's nothing to do with the comic books, just an interpretation of Batman. That's interesting, Joe. So that's two votes for Uncut Gem. I'll have to give that a try. The only film I've seen him in that oh shit, I forgot the name of it. John Campion recommended it a while ago. It was a really good film where he played it straight, and I've got it on Blu-ray and I've forgotten what it's called, but it was a bit of a heavy film, but it was really good. You see, there's certain actors that I think are better playing it straight, like Jim Carrey. Not a big fan of his comedy, but I think it was called The Number 23. Great film, he was really good. Ryan Reynolds, I can't stand his comedy, he's terrible. But when he did the film Buried and he played straight, he was brilliant. Adam Sandler's the same. I don't understand his comedy, but when he plays straight, he's a really good actor. Oh, I didn't know that. You see, I forget the director now. What's the name of the director? It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me anyway. It's the guy that did the Planet of the Apes, the second and the third film, which I haven't watched the third one because the second one wanted me to see us. So that kind of like makes me a bit hesitant about the Batman, even though the images look cool. I'm not too keen on the director, so we'll see. Why are you not feeling confident about Bond? I mean, that did you not like the trailer? The trailer looked amazing. It's not Todd Phillips, it's the other bloke. What can't I think of his name? They changed the director. I'm blanking. Annoyingly, John Campbell was talking about it this morning, so I should have remembered his name. But I say he did the Planet of the Apes, the two sequels, and the second one was bloody terrible. You know, it's really frustrating trying to recall something and your brain just won't let you. It's just there on the tip, and I just can't get it. Okay, cool, fair enough. That's fair point, Justin. Quantum, I don't think is as bad as people make it out to be. I've watched it a few times now. It's not that bad a film. It's all right. It's not on Casino Royale or Skyfall level, but it's a decent film. Spectre is, to me, the problem with Spectre was it starts really strong with Day of the Dead, and then it just goes downhill, and it just keeps rolling. I like the film, but it loses its momentum massively. I felt. I don't think the villain was particularly great, and unfortunately, he's going to be in a new one, so we'll see how that works. But the trailer looks good. Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. Consequences that makes sense. Yeah, that's a fair point actually. I mean, you're right. You can't just have him just indiscriminately murder people. I suppose. I suppose there has to be consequences for his action. But then he used Batman, didn't he? And unless they capture him, it's a bit difficult to give him consequence because obviously people aren't supposed to know that he's Bruce Wayne. I did like the branding thing though. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, the new Bond thing. So I don't know about Henry Cavill. He's too suave. As much as I think he's an amazing actor and he looked great, I want someone completely fresh. Take it in a different direction this time. I mean, there was talk of what's Loki's name? I can't think of the actor. Anyway, he just doesn't work for me at all. So I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, really, if you're going to do Bond and you want to do it completely differently, then my dad's suggestion was to Jason Statham and make it completely random, because that way it'd be like proper. Because he's supposed to be an orphan as well. Jason Statham would play that really well. Coming from the slums out on his own, and it could be like an origin story in a way where MI6 find him and recruit him. Like Kingsman, that kind of thing. Yeah, new Batmobile looks bloody amazing. To be fair, the Lighthouse one, I couldn't watch that, mate. It's too art house for me. Tom Hiddleston, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't look like Bond at all to me. It's a terrible choice. I mean, Idris is a great choice as well. I think Idris could play a really cool Bond. What direction they're going to take it in? Because with Daniel Craig, had the combination of Roger Moore and Sean Connery, so you had the smooth and the rough. I'm not really sure where they're going to take it next time because I don't want them to go back to comedy Bond because I'm not too keen on comedy Bond. Yeah, the bloke from Bodyguard. I can't remember his name. He's in Game of Thrones as well. I wouldn't put him in as well. I know there's supposed to be a big rumor that he was the one that's going to be chosen, but I hope he is. He's all right in a TV setting. I don't think he can do it in a film though. Tom Hanks is Luther, isn't he? I think. Yeah. Oh yes, says there plays Luther. I can't. I can't see him. I want someone who's not suave. I want someone a bit more rugged. As I say, if you had Jason Statham, he's got a massive edge to him. I growing up, I never really watched the Bond films properly. I just saw them at Christmas, and like the last couple of years, I've gone back and I've watched all the Pierce Brosnan films, which I really enjoyed, and I tried to watch Timothy Dalton films, and I got bored to tears. I thought Dalton himself was great; he played a really good Bond, but I didn't like the films at all. It's very meh. It actually was interesting watching the two Dalton films. I can't remember which one it was, but the game on the Xbox and PS2 for nothing, where they used Pierce Brosnan, he's blatantly taking the Dalton film and using the storylines from them. But from the ones I've seen, Daniel Craig's my favourite. The older Bonds I find hard to get into. Sean Bean would have been an interesting flip. Sean Bean's a weird actor because like a lot of stuff he does is terrible, and I'm convinced it's down to direction and script and not him. Because when he was in Goldeneye, he was so good, and I've seen him in other films where his acting's pretty good. Yeah, I mean the quantum thing. If I remember rightly, was at the time when we had the writer strike, which is why quantum came about. Because I can remember Fleming just wrote Quantum of Solace at the back of one of his books or his diary or something. So there was never actually any kind of idea what Ian Fleming's idea was for that, and they just knocked up a script. And the more I've watched the film, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's absolutely the weakest one they did out of the ones I've had with Daniel Craig, but it's not that bad a film. I mean, for years I thought it was absolute shite, and the only good bit was right at the end in the snow. But I watched it a couple of months back when it was on ITV, and it's not that bad at all. Oh, like the villain's a bit rubbish, but I don't mind it. It's not too bad at all. It's much better than people give it credit for. It's just nowhere near as good as Skyfall and Casino Royale, which are absolute masterpieces. Anybody got any other suggestions for Bond who should play him? Phonologies. Yeah, getting all the classics coming back, are you? That's the thing about YouTube, man. It makes me laugh. It's like you literally watch one video from somebody, and next thing you know, all you're getting the recommendation is their videos. And it's like, look, I just wanted to watch one video, just can't do stuff. It happens all the time. I can't. Well, I watched something randomly on YouTube, and then it just kept suggesting all these videos. It's like, for God's sake. I have just random suggestion for anybody as well. I might like if anyone likes country music, which I know is going to be a bit hard, but I like country music, and I found a channel last night which has been around for a while. And it's a guy who reviews country music and talks about country music. Absolutely great channel. A guy called Grady Smith. If you're at all interested, check him out. And to be fair, if you like country music, you probably know who he is. But very cool channel. Very laid back, really chilled out bloke, and very interesting as well. He's got a great manner in the way he talks about the music and the different things that happen in the community. I've never heard of that one. I'll have a look at that. There's so much good country right now. And it's like people dismiss country music because of its origins, but there's so much good music. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this Tiger King thing out and see what it's all about. Oh, okay, Steve. So is it linked to the Tiger King program? Oh, okay, this is interesting. So, is it a true crime show, or because I mean, it says like there's murder and there's intrigue and stuff, and or the view just shows a bloke having his arm ripped off by a tiger, and then the bloke's worried about his finances, which was a bit bizarre. Yeah, absolutely, I agree about Idris Elba. I think yeah, Dio was actually quite a good film. I enjoyed that one. I really like Idris as an actor I've liked since The Wire, so I think personally he could be a really cool Bond. Um, I think it's, as I say, I think it's difficult because it's like, do you go back to the comedy, or do you continue with the gritty Daniel Craig style, or do you try and do something completely different, which is what I'd like to see happen. In which case, that makes the Bond casting a bit more difficult. Who's that? I've never heard of him. What's that? How do you pronounce that? Sam Hogan, is it? Who the hell's? I've never heard of him. Who is he? Oh, hello, James. Cheers, thank you. I thought I'd make the effort, you know. Oh, okay, Joe. Oh, I might give it a watch. I haven't got anything. Oh, yeah, I've got one more show to watch tonight, so I'll fit it in. What am I watching? Is anybody? This is random, but I'm watching a show called For Life. It's a 50s produced show about a bloke in prison who claims to be wrongly in prison. And he's become a lawyer while he's in prison. He's help other inmates beat their raps while trying to beat his own rap. It's pretty good so far. They're never going to do a female Bond. I mean, Barbara Broccoli's already said it ain't going to happen. Bond's a bloke, which he is. I mean, that whole thing is a big argument to me. It's like, his name's James. He's always been a bloke, and he'll always be a bloke. It's nothing to do with sexism. It's just that's the character. It's a fundamental part of who he is. He's a man. You can't change that. Yeah, the whole thing with Lashana Lynch as well is ridiculous because it was obvious that when that news got released, that was a deliberate leak to wind people up online because they knew that everyone would go ape shit, and it would give them loads of publicity, and it worked. She's just 007 for a couple of minutes while he's retired. Thanks. Cheers, James. Not bad at all, mate. Anxiety is not as bad as I thought it'd be. Still a bit, but it's usually go out. If I do go out to the shops, that's when the anxiety kind of peaks. Staying safe wise, I'm just locking myself away, mate. I'm not interacting with people, so I'm doing quite well at the moment. I'm gonna go out on the street to avoid people. Just keep away from them as much as possible. It's a kind of weird feeling. It is like everyone keeps saying at the moment. It's like being in a film. It doesn't feel real whatsoever. It's quite bizarre. And the best thing to do is not watch the news as well, because the news will screw you up. Well, that or it will just piss you off and make you want to put your foot through the table, of course. Yeah, good point about Bond retiring. I mean, he got when was it? Skyfall when he got knocked down and he had to earn his way back in again. I think I must admit they probably do need to stop doing that. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean, Austin. Yeah, some people. The problem I think, I don't know where you are. I can't remember. I think you said earlier, but I can't remember. Um, I think the problem in the UK in particular, I don't know about other countries, but I don't think the government have been as direct as they should have been. They've put this lockdown in place, but they started off by saying, would you mind just not going out? Which was the worst thing they could have in the world because people will just go out. And then they put these rules in place, but it's not 100% clear about exactly what you can and can't do. And I just feel like sometimes, even though we live in a democracy and you have to be very careful what you allow, they do need to be black and white and just say, look, you're going out, and that's the end of it, because otherwise it'll get worse. Which is why they need to really. I think someone said to me last week on the live stream that was it? I think it was on the live stream. I read it already. I don't know. Anyway, that China apparently had. Who was it now? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I heard it somewhere that China apparently paid everybody's wages. Now, of course, it's a communist country, it's a different situation, but they paid everyone's wages and kept everybody indoors. Now, without getting political, universal basic income would probably solve it if this ever happened again. We just hope to God it never does happen again. I haven't played the Secondary Edge Catalyst. No, is it any good? I need to play that actually because the first one was a really fun game. I'm still catching up on this generation. I've got tons to. Hang on. So, if they did a remake Bond film, which would you choose? Cast. It's really hard. I'd probably go with Jason Statham as Bond. That was my dad's suggestion, not mine. But I think he's right. Do like a Kingsman style film, a full reboot, like right from the beginning. You know, having like living on the streets, being the orphan that Bond is. He's got no one. He's trying to get by, and you know, for whatever reason, MI6 agent, he comes across him. Maybe he tries to rob him or something, the usual kind of thing, you know. And the MI6 agent pulls him in, sees the potential, that kind of thing. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I mean, like, you got to recast them and everybody, haven't you? Really. That's a really good idea, that is, James. Writing stuff down does help a lot. Actually, it takes your mind off things and gives you something to concentrate on, especially with mental health issues. I know myself that if I'm focused on doing stuff around the house or doing jobs or just writing stuff down or making sure I'm distracted and making sure I'm active and I'm trying not to think about what's going on. Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, as I say, it's my dad's idea, not mine. But I think that Statham is the one that's been overlooked in this Bond conversation. It could be really interesting and completely different to what everything. Because everybody goes for suave English gentlemen. They don't really try and think this through. And Daniel Craig is not that. I mean, when Daniel Craig was announced, no one thought that was a good idea, and he proved them wrong. That's interesting, that is, Justin. Which of the older Bond films, like before Timothy Dalton, which ones are worth watching and which ones aren't? Because they all look to be iffy to me. And then obviously the early ones have really aged not too great. Gaming question. Thank you, James. Right, Bond games for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. I mean, I've played them all now. My personal favourite is From Russia with Love. I absolutely love that game. I only finished it for the first time a couple of months ago, and it's really, really fun third-person game. Um, Nightfall is really, really cool. Although I can't do the final level, I just can't seem to do it. Very cool though. Agent Under Fire, really good game. Really cool graphic style as well. Everything or Nothing is the one that everyone raves about, and at the time it came out, I love that game. I just find it really hard to play at the moment. The controls just feels really dated, but yeah, and I did get stuck on a driving bit. But I'd say pretty much all of them are good. Even Golden Rogue Agent, which I'm currently playing, I'm right at the end of. I need to finish it off, which I should have done weeks ago. I just haven't got around to it. It's actually a hell of a lot more fun than I remember it being, and graphically better than I remember it being. Because I remember the graphics looking shit and quite barren compared to the rest of the games. But no, I would actually say that every single one of the Bond games from that generation are really solid. It's surprising. In comparison, you look at Medal of Honor, not so much. I don't know what happened in that generation with Medal of Honor games. But yeah, I'd definitely recommend all the Bond games from that generation. And like last gen as well, PS3, 360 era, Quantum of Solace, Bloodstone, GoldenEye Loaded, all absolutely top notch, absolutely fantastic games. The one I'd love to play though is License to Kill on the Commodore 64 because I haven't played since I was a child, and that game was so fun. Road Agent's really fun, honestly, mate. I don't know when you last played it, but I've really been enjoying it because it's so basic, and you just literally it's like an arena shooter. Really, you just run around, just gun everybody down and throw grenades and stuff. So there's no real like thought put into it, but it's a lot better than I remembered it being. James, I'm actually just starting on this current gen at the moment. I had my Wii U in the living room, so I took the Wii U out of the living room. I boxed it up for the time being, just so that I can just concentrate on the PS4. So I've got Spider-Man coming. Got it yesterday off eBay. Thank God, finally got it. And I also downloaded my first ever digital game last night, which is Gunlord X, which is really cool. I'm not entirely about this retro thing, on these modern consoles. It looks cool. It's got an incredible soundtrack and it plays really well. But it doesn't feel right to me. It feels like because it's trying to emulate the Steam-bit era, and I know my brain's saying it's a modern console, it doesn't feel the same as it would if I was playing an actual Turrican style game from the 16-bit era on a 16-bit console. But I commend them for what they did because the soundtrack is absolutely outstanding on it. It's got a good level of difficulty, and it's a lot of fun to play. It just feels weird and all when you're playing it on the PS4. I tried using the D-pad and I couldn't get on with it at all. So I'm playing it with an analog stick, and that just feels so unnatural. But I'm going to stick with it. I mean, I'm on about the third up level now, so it's not too bad. Bloodstained is one I want to try. I've been seeing some good. Oh, Bloodstone, misread that. Yeah, Bloodstone's awesome, dude. Played that more than 10 times now, probably 15 or so. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's a good point, actually, Justin. Is it Jason? Yeah, Jason. Have I been calling you the wrong name? If I have, sorry, because my eyesight's shit. Uh, yeah, you're right. They probably shouldn't have called it Goldeneye. I don't know why they did that, actually, thinking because they should have just called it 007 Rogue Agent. You're absolutely right. Oh, nice. Spider Man's the one I'm going to be playing first because that's coming up now. James. Um, I want to get Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I want to get Detroit Become Human. Days Gone. I want to get Control. I really want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare because it looks so good. And then there's this absolute ton more. I mean, I don't have at the moment. I don't have the Uncharted collection. I don't have Uncharted Lost Legacy. I need to play it. If you're going to play anything on PS4 though, Uncharted 4, it is absolutely outstanding. It's such a great game. That's going to be interesting about Spider-Man. Um, See how I get on with the boss fights. Are they tough or are they fair? Because I mean, I wasn't. I know it's like a world chase style in it, so that's the reason I went for it first because it's a big game that's going to take me time to get through. So, because I thought if I buy like Call of Duty or something, I'm going to whip through it a couple of hours and then it's done. But I've heard so many good things about Spider-Man. It looks fantastic. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint. I've also ordered Blood and Truth, which is the game I'm looking forward to more than anything at the moment because the demo is incredible. So I cannot wait to play the full game. Yeah, is it 20 quid? Is it? Okay. Yeah, Jason. Alex Blue, he just put up on Twitter today that he finished the remaster of Modern Warfare 2. It's my least favourite Modern Warfare game. I've never liked Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 is my favourite. But I must admit, when I looked at the screenshots that Alex put up today, it looks really good. Maybe I need to return to it and give it another shot. It was a no Russian thing put me off. It really pissed me off at the time because I felt like it was completely unnecessary and it was just trying to be controversial for the sake of it just to get press. And I didn't think it was necessary in the story. No, I haven't played two or three. To be quite honest with you, mate, I never really got on with those games. I dabbled with them on the PS1, but I never completed any of them. I'm not very good at those games. I enjoy what they are, and they're fun, but I just can't get through them at all. I get stuck all the time. I didn't know Mirror's Edge was open world, the Catalyst one. I have to give it a go because I know it's quite cheap now. And I enjoyed the first Mirror's Edge. I never managed to finish it. I got stuck in a hallway, but I will do that. Oh right, okay. What is that, Justin? PS is that like a subscription thing, like Game Pass, that kind of thing? Right, if they remastered Modern Warfare 3, I would be so chuffed. And especially if you get a physical release, I'm straight on that. I would love to see it. I've played that game loads of times. It's easily the best campaign out of all three of them. I love the story in that one. I love the level design, the Africa parts and all. It's really, really good, number three. I like London when you raid, they've got that truck and you go for the ARS and it's just, oh, it's awesome. Oh, right, it's like gold. Oh, okay. I was sitting the right got, yeah, so it's just to play online. PlayStation not got like a Game Pass thing yet then, which by the way is an absolutely amazing service on Xbox. Um, as long as you're not like me and you just can't stick to one game, if you can play one game at a time, you're all right. But Game Pass is not good for OCD. Yeah, Bioshock's another one that I've never really gotten into. The only one I ever got into was what was the third game called? Now, the one with the girl, Infinite. I got about probably 85%, 90% through that, and I got stuck. So I probably need to finish that at some point. It's pretty cool that they're remastering these old games though, and especially like the remastering PlayStation One games. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, Infinite was really cool. I never got on with the first two games, but Infinite, I love the storyline with Infinite. It was a really fun game. I remember getting stuck quite far into the game. There's a bit where you're on like a skyhook thing, you're going round and round, and I kept getting pissed off with that massively. But yeah, it was a really, really fun game. I've never got Batman games. I did try it again a few months back. I tried to play Arkham Asylum again, and I sort of got into it. I don't know. I like fighting. I just don't like the detective part of it. I get a bit bored with it all. I don't know. It just doesn't really resonate for me. I mean, to be honest, if I was going to play a Batman game, I'd rather it be like the old school Batman Returns or something where you just go around twatting people. That'd be more fun. Yeah, I should actually pick up Infinite and give that another shot. Have they remastered all three of them on that collection? Yeah, I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I don't do RPGs at all. I'll tell you something I am interested in. Animal Crossing game. Not something I'd usually play, but I'm still really talking about it. Was it New Leaf? I think it's called. Everybody's raving about it on Twitch at the moment. And that looks really interesting and the kind of thing that would probably be really quite helpful right now, be quite chilled out. Played with Animal Crossing, I just thought something different. Like, I find RPGs really hard to get into, but that looks a little bit, yeah, I think. Oh, okay. So is anyone actually like really excited for the next generation yet? Or are you still playing this gen? You've got enough to play. And how do you think what's going to happen with No E3 now? Because obviously we had that terrible announcement, that GDC press conference from Sony, which was bloody awful. What do you think Sony's going to do next, and how are Xbox going to go from here? Are they going to do a press conference, or what's the situation? I mean, Sony needs to get off the arse and really show us the console at this point. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not so bad if it's more action than RPG. Yeah, I think everything's coming on Switch, isn't it? Oh, okay. So you're excited for the Xbox then? I must admit, I mean, if the games are there, if they've got new exclusives, and it's not just more Gears, Forza, and all the other stuff, I'll be very tempted because I really like what they've shown so far, and the console looks really cool. Of course, depending on the price as well, which we know is going to be high. Yeah, that's where I am, James. I'm currently playing PS1. I've got a shit ton of PS4 I've got to get into. Which is why I've decided to dedicate some time now to really make an effort to play PlayStation 4. Otherwise, I'm going to be so far behind. I mean, there's absolutely tons of games to play on it. Yeah, and the same with Jason as well. I mean, this is the thing. It's really good, way because these consoles are going to be very expensive. So at least we've got to play at the moment, and that's impressive. I like that. I would love to be in a position where I can do that another year. I always, this is the problem with me. I'll say like, oh, I'm not going to get involved, and I don't want to get involved this generation. As soon as I see games running, I see what the consoles can do. I mean, I had no interest in the Xbox until that video came out from Austin Evans, and he was showing. Admittedly, I'm not going to use the feature, but the thing where you pause the game, switch between games, come back, it was really cool. And I thought everything they were showing for the Xbox looked really good, and it got me excited again. But it needs to have good exclusives. And at the moment, so I've got so much PS4 to play. I can wait. Yeah, James. PS1. I haven't got a lot of games. I've got 7 at the moment. Reason being, I'm just buying the game, finishing it, and buying another game. So when I've got a substantial amount, I might do that. I was about making a video talking about the games anyway that I completed, because I've completed like 4 games so far. Um, yeah, that's right. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that's right. So it's going quite well. Oh, hello, Raz. How's it going, mate? But yeah, in terms of the PS1, that is definitely one of my favourite systems right now, and I'm really enjoying playing that again. And because I'm being um, more careful about the games I pick up, I'm choosing the right ones. I'm enjoying it a lot more, and it's back like when it first came out, and I'm really having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, 5 games apparently on the Xbox and jump between them, which is absolutely incredible. I do think it's like Game Pass though, where if I did that, I'd end up not playing one game. I'd just keep flicking back and forth. But I did see IGN on the Unlock podcast. So I can't remember who it was. Made a great point that actually, even if you think that's not a feature you'll use, when it comes to like the streaming services, it's a really cool feature because you could hop out of your game, nip over to like Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, whatever you want to look at, and like check out what's new or watch a TV show, and then just jump straight back into your game again. So that's a really cool feature actually. Oh, cheers, James. Yeah, I might do that then. I might put a video together because I say I've completed 2 Bond games and the 2 Medal of Honor games. I've completed the first one. I'm working on the second one there. Yeah, I've only played Nuclear Strike on the PS1, mate, and that's a really great game. Gorgeous graphics on that as well. Yeah, Justin, that's the biggest problem we've all had with the pickup videos over the years. The amount of times I've watched a pickup video and I'm like, oh, I haven't got that console, but that game's really cool. And I end up buying a console. As actually, as an example, recently Champion 2D Rob, he showed a copy of Back Returns on the Master System, and that game looks really cool. I hopped on YouTube and checked out some gameplay, and it renewed my interest for the Master System because it's not a system I had as a kid, but I did play it because I had a couple of friends who had them. I must admit, I do like the Master System. It's a good console, and that game looks cool, and the games are still cheap and all. You see, that's pretty cool, that James, because you got this experience back at N64 and PS1. I got an N64. I think it was after I sold my PS1 before the PS2 came out because I had an N64, then I had a Dreamcast. So I only played really like Mario 64 and Gold. That was about the extent of my N64 playing at the time. But as an adult, I've played quite a few games and I absolutely love that console. It's funny, I was watching Electric Playground. I was going back in season 1, and they had Ken Bob, who was working for Nintendo at the time. Obviously, he was the inspiration for the club going on GoldenEye. And it was really funny in the interview, talking about CDs versus cartridges, and he's going, yes, here at Nintendo, we made the right decision going with cartridges. And I'm sitting there going, no, you didn't. Yeah, just insane as me. I had a Commodore 64. I lived in a grove at the time when I was a kid. So there was only a small group of us. There's some older kids and then there's us younger ones. I had 2 younger friends. Well, in fact, yeah, 2 younger friends and one older friend doing computers. So I had a Commodore 64. My 2 friends had Spectrums, and my other friend had an Amstrad. And then the one guy who had a Spectrum got a Amiga, which really pissed me off. And the other guy got an NES, which I don't even know why he got an NES. He just got it one day. So I got to play Mario 2 and Mario 3, which were absolutely brilliant. I think he had Mega Man 2 from what I can remember. That was really cool. But yeah, I was quite lucky in that respect. And then I got in with an even older kid who had a Super Nintendo, and I got my Super Nintendo. And he was buying all the games because he was working. And I met a kid through him who also had a friend, and both of them had Master Systems, which is why I got to play games like Rocky, which I know it's not supposed to be a great game, but to me, it's quite nostalgic. Retro-wise, all I've got at the moment is a PS1, PS2, and the original Xbox. So I'm keeping it pretty simple. We'll be getting a Super Nintendo at some point, probably next year. I had planned on hopefully getting one this year, but not going to happen now, so we'll have to see. How much was the N64 when it came out? Can anyone remember? I don't remember. I know the PlayStation 1 was expensive. I don't remember how expensive the N64 was. I'm thinking being cartridge back, probably quite pricey, and the games were expensive. I think the N64 is actually a really, in a way, it's a bit of a late system because the PS1 was so popular, it got dominated a little bit. Oh, you're right. I've got a Wii as well. Yeah, of course. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah. So yeah, I've got my emulators on there. I've got the Mega Drive emulator, Super Nintendo emulator on there as well. I don't get on with emulating, but it does the job. At least I can play my games. Yeah, I mean, I'll just run through like console wise at the moment. I've got all PlayStations 1 through 4. I've got Xbox original, Wii, and a Wii U. Have I got anything else? No, that's all I've got at the moment. Hang on. What's that? I can't. Right, what are 5 of your top films of the last 5 or 10 years? Oh shit, mate, that's hard. Batman v Superman, Man of Steel. There's two straight away. Aquaman, because I absolutely love that film. Oh, that's tough. The Joker. Um, Actually, you know what? What I would throw in there is Midway because that film, sorry, got slated, and I really like that film a lot. It was really fun. What else was there? The Invisible Man's got to go on there because I really enjoyed that a lot. That was a great film. Tomb Raider. I absolutely love the Alicia Vikander version of Tomb Raider. So good. What else have I seen recently? Phew. You know, it's really hard when you're on the spot like that to try and remember all the films I've seen. I've seen a lot of films, especially over the last 10 years anyway. I'll probably put Rogue One in there as well, actually. I really enjoyed Rogue One a lot. I think Force Awakens is better, but I really enjoyed Rogue One. What else is there? So I'll have a quick look at me. Oh, one film I definitely would put on the list is No Escape with Owen Wilson. Someone spoke about that last week in the chat, and it's an absolutely incredible film. Recommend that to everybody who's never seen it because it's so good. What else have we got? I'm not too sure what else. I mean, there's loads of great films, but those are a few of my favourites anyway. Cool. Oh yeah, I've got a 360 as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, I've got one of them knocking around as well. I've got a Slim. Oh my god, you got a Stadia. How is it, mate? Does it actually work? No. Midway's great, mate. Honestly, Justin, I was really surprised by that film. I didn't think it was going to be that good because it got absolutely slaughtered, which is another reason why you don't listen to critics because I watched that film and absolutely loved it. Oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, No Escape is so good. Cheers. Have a great one, James. Yeah, stay safe. Man, I ain't seen an executive decision in a hell of a long time. This has fallen, damn right. Yeah. Yeah, Antoine Fuqua is my director. I absolutely love that film. In fact, but London Has Fallen is my favourite of the series so far. The last one, Angel Has Fallen. I don't know, man. I thought that was probably the weakest one of the three, to be honest. How much do they charge for the Stadia games in? Because I know you have to stream it. So how does it work? Do you just pay for the whole game, or do you pay by the hour? I've no idea about Stadia. Hang on. Oh, thanks, Joe, for stopping by, mate. I appreciate it. If you can, if you go on Twitter, drop me a message and let me know when your video goes up with Tommy as well, because I watch that. Yeah, absolutely, Jason. London has fallen should be the worst one of the three because it's really dumb. And the last part of when he's storming the building is so much like a video game. It's real. But I absolutely love. I mean, the dialogue's pretty shit in the film, but it's just so funny. It's just such a good film. I've that one more than any of the others. Angel, I've watched it a couple of times. I saw it in cinema, and I've watched it on Blu-ray since, and it's like, eh, it just I don't know, it just doesn't work that well. They are doing, I think, is it two more? I think, and they're also talking about doing a TV show. They're going to be the top, but I mean, I'll still watch them because I enjoy the series. And Gerard Butler as well. Anything Gerard Butler does. In fact, actually, there's a film if no one's seen it. Geostorm got absolutely slated, but it's a really fun disaster film with Gerard Butler. It's all gone quiet in the chat. Okay, so it's £8 a month. 4K 60 frames. Bloody hell! How the hell do they stream that? I mean, you have to have some good broadband. £60. Jesus Christ! Maybe that ain't taking off then. What kind of broadband speed do you need to get it to run properly? I mean, 4K 60, you're gonna have to have some bloody fast fiber. Oh yeah, Jason, I love John Wick. All absolutely brilliant. In fact, I think the third one's probably my favourite. Yeah, if you're talking solid story, the first one, but I mean, in terms of action, the third one again on Netflix at Christmas with my dad. That sequence you've had Berry with, oh man, that is something else. That is so cool. Yeah, you're probably right there, Justin. Actually, I mean, obviously, streaming of games is probably going to be something in the future, but the infrastructure just isn't good enough at the moment. Plus, a lot of us like physical media as well. 30. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say realistically 80. That sounds about right. Yeah. You've not seen John Wick 3? Oh, mate, treat yourself. Go and watch it on Netflix. It's absolutely fantastic. The action is incredible. I mean, how the hell they managed to top the first two, I don't know, but they did. Really cool. I mean, just put it this way: one bit is riding a bike and the samurai black chasing him. It's absolutely outstanding. Um, what's that? Rockstar. At the moment, I'm just playing Medal of Honor Underground on PS1, and I'm currently playing as well Gunlord X on the PS4. So, as I said earlier, I'm just waiting for the man to arrive at the moment. Yeah, I definitely want the 4K of the new John Wick. That's on my list. I've got a list of 4K I need to get up. Unfortunately, they're bloody expensive. Yeah, as age well, you're absolutely right. The other one here today is well, apparently a rumour going round because apparently Keanu's been in talks with the Hobbs and Shaw Fast and the Furious guys for a while now, and they weren't able to fit him into the Hobbs and Shaw film. Which, by the way, Hobbs and Shaw is a really fun film. But apparently, the rumor is that they're going to try and get him in Hobbs and Shaw too, and he could possibly play the villain, which has got to be one of the coolest things. I mean, having him go up against Statham and The Rock, that'll be really fun. That Hobbs and Shaw movie is absolutely mental. Yeah, I want Ninja Saviors definitely. Absolutely on my list. I mean, I've only the first time I played the Super Nintendo version of Ninja Warriors was on the emulator, and it's absolutely outstanding. So yeah, I'd love to get that. It's definitely a one to get. See, it'd be better on the Switch because it's cool having the cartridge and the portability, but I haven't got a Switch, so there you go. Yeah, I'm sure definitely has a different tone to John Wick, that's for sure. Yeah, I think back when Speed came out, Justin, shaving you is quite a cool thing, wasn't it? I mean, it was the 90s, if I remember correctly. So that was back when I used to listen to a lot of R&B and hip hop, which is why I used to shave my head. I've not seen the raid. Are they still doing a Western version? They're supposed to be doing a Hollywood version, aren't they? Yeah, I've got good things about the raid films. That just jumped. Oh, no, it hasn't. Yeah, Judge Dredd. That Carl Urban Judge Dredd was bloody brilliant. I've got that on Blu-ray. Yeah, absolutely, Jason. It does. Ninja Saviors on the Switch is a better idea, I think. Plus, the controls would be nicer as well. See, I'm not good with foreign films. If it's got subtitles, I can't watch them. I find it incredibly distracting. I can't connect with the film at all. Which is why I'm hoping that they do a Hollywood version of the raid and they don't cock it up. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys, because it's been nearly 2 hours now. And I need to drink. So I'm getting quite dehydrated. But thank you very much for coming in and having the chat. It's been really good fun. I'm glad you like live streams anyway. So, that's two in a row now. So when I get a chance, I'll make some new videos for the channel as well. But I thought this is a good idea while I haven't really got much to talk about in terms of making actual videos. And, just keep your spirits up and just, everybody stay safe, and do what you need to do. Nice one, still. I love that little emoji. Hey. All right. Night, guys. Have a good one.